Hello and welcome to the Mahatma Show. Another book I think a lot of people don't get is 1984. This is much more allowable than not getting the books I mentioned in the last two episodes, since, unlike them, we get a lot of social programming to tell us what the book is about. Whereas not understanding Lord of the Flies and Fahrenheit 451 is basically just a product of laziness on the part of the reader, an erroneous version of the message of 1984 is drilled into our heads so hard and so often that it actually is hard to see what it's really about, despite the book openly stating what it's about several times. We are told, for obvious reasons, that the whole message of the book is communism is bad. This seems to be the case since Ingsoc is the economic policy of Oceania, and it's a portmanteau of English socialism. So, yeah, that seems apparent. But is it really communist, or even socialist? No, it's really not. We see a class structure. We see limited capitalism. O'Brien says straight up at one point that Oceania is anti-communist and anti-leftist. Furthermore, while the details are never quite clear, there are obvious parallels with the National Socialism of the Nazis, which, despite having socialism in the name, were vehemently anti-communist. I am not saying that Oceania is Nazism by a different name, nor am I saying that it's capitalist or communist. What I'm saying is that the economics don't matter. What the book is about is control, totalitarian control. Control over language, music, art, industry, everything. The party maintains absolute control over 1 billion-ish people, mostly living in absolute squalor, but believing they've got it better than anyone who ever came before them. In Emanuel Goldstein's book within a book, the Manifesto of the Brotherhood, which was in fact a fraud and partially written by O'Brien, they straight up say that given the industrial capabilities of Oceania, they could easily provide a utopian existence for everyone, but they don't actually want that. So they maintain their eternal war in order to keep full employment and eat up as many resources as possible, with little or nothing filtering down to the proles. Not only is this not real communism, it's actually worse than horrific systems like in the USSR and the PRC, who are themselves only questionably communist anyway. It also shows very, very, very strong and obvious similarities to a religious cult, an atheist religious cult, if such a thing is possible, and I tend to think it is. The point of the book is not in any way economics or philosophy or religion or the absence of religion. It is authoritarianism. Authoritarianism can come from the left or from the right, hence the mutually contradictory systems we see in the book. Politics don't matter either. It's all about control. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. It is power for power's sake, with absolutely no hope. In Hegelian terms, history has ended, and this is an eternity in hell, metaphorically speaking. Other things that people don't get. Big Brother is almost certainly dead, and has been for some time, assuming he ever existed in the first place, which is debatable. Emanuel Goldstein, a loose approximation of Leon Trotsky, may have existed, but he too is certainly dead. And finally, people who say that there's a secret happy ending in the essay about the theory and practice of Newspeak at the end of the book are not only wrong, they are dumbasses who can't handle the bleakness of the book and seek to overturn it by concentrating on something that is little better than a typo. So that's all I've got. I have written a couple of books of short stories. Most of them are science fiction, and people seem to kind of like them. There's a link in the description below if you would like to go and check out one of them. They're only like $1.99 on Kindle, and like I said, people seem to like them, and maybe you will too. If you want to buy a copy, cool. If not, I understand. Thank you for your time. Now, go the hell away.